History Legends.
It's Tuesday.
Hey,
Welcome to
everybody.
the Crow's Nest. We're on the Reaper Twitch channel. It's 5 p.m. Central Time. It's 5 p.m. somewhere. And super special guests today, joining Jason Wiebe and myself, the legendary sculpting duo of Julie Guthrie and Bob Rodolfi. I just wrote it. Bob, I read her name first just because that's the way it says it on the screen.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, this is an odd day. I'm in charge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. and the even days you just let him think he's in charge.
Yes.
So yeah, we have Bob and Julie on today.
We have to go alphabetically anyway, right? Isn't that what we do?
Right. Well, ladies first, too.
All right.
Yeah,
we can justify it any way we want. It's our
and
show.
the creators of the show exclusive Crow's Nest Pokey Tool. This one's got a little paint on it.
I would say that one's been used.
Oh, they've both been used. Yeah. Oops. So on today's show, every 3 subs, and we'll throw a Pokey Tool in for a drawing. So at the end, so hashtag free, get your subs in. For every 3, we are going to give away a Pokey Tool. So, and the only place to get these specially designed, custom made for this show only by Julie Guthrie and Bob Rodolfi Pokey Tools are on the Crow's Nest to win them.
So now that we're on Crow's Nest as guests, we could get some, right?
Yes. We figured out a way to
get
in the
pipeline.
Pokey Tools. Yeah. So Justin will hook you up with, who's that? Justin?
No, it's not talking. Yeah.
What's his name? Corey or
Courtney?
Is that Corey? Courtney. Courtney. Yeah.
Is it Courtney?
So,
is that right?
Yeah. We will, since the other person who's supposed to be sending them to you is busy, we'll figure out another avenue to get those to you as well. So yeah, Derek's on.
Oh, hi everyone.
Gent is on. Gent did hashtag free, but I think Gent could find one easier than anybody. Aaron Hartwell's on. Greg Zuniga's on. Boom.
Big
bunch
Apple.
Of subs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think, or 6. I don't know.
Dropped
there's
a
at
bunch
least
of subs. Fantastic.
Yeah, there's at least 2 subs. And Justin, did we have a show like a few times ago? Because I know we missed last week. And again, I'm sorry for missing last week. It was unavoidable. It was Michelle and I's 19th wedding anniversary.
Well, that's hardly unavoidable.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. But yeah, we were off playing in the mountains. And
you could have separated and just not celebrated it. I mean, that'd be commitment.
I give a lot to the show, but I don't know if I'm willing to be homeless for the show. Because that's what it would result in. So,
good move.
Bob, yeah, I know, right? Bob and Julie, what have you guys been up to? How's the heat in Arizona?
Oh, it's
not
warm.
A dry heat.
Yeah, it's been humid and really, really hot.
Are you getting the monsoonal flow right now?
Yes.
On and off. It went through Mesa and parts of East Phoenix yesterday, and we may get some here tonight, but it's hit and miss.
We got rain last night. I don't think it woke you up.
No,
and then the night before as well. So. But we're still
any Habibis? No Habibs?
No Habibs. Habibs, not a Habibi. Habibi is a camel. We don't have those
that's
right. In the streets.
But you have them. They have some camels planted in the zoo. But it's habubus. Habubus?
Yeah.
There's only one.
Send some up here. The state just banned static electricity. We're so dry.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But we need all the water we can get. We got the place on fire everywhere out here.
Yeah, well, so do we. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Samurai Jack, listening to paint dry. Thanks for watching. Man, Bob and Julie, you are drawing in the A-list watchers, the A-list Twitch watchers today.
Wow.
You guys are
Yeah,
a huge draw.
guys, your checks are in the mail.
Yeah.
Right. So today, last
maybe
time I
they'll
had
cross
you guys
with the Pokey
on,
tools.
Yeah.
you guys do a lot of sculpting for Reaper, obviously, and we're going to talk about a lot of that. But I want to show kind of what I'm goofing around with today, and we referenced this on the last time you guys were on, and this was a true collaboration piece with you guys, right? You
Yes.
sculpted
Yes.
the. There's 5 of them, and all I really have is them blocked in.
Oh, they're coming together,
was it just
though.
5? That's all I found was 5.
Yeah, there were just 5. Yeah, just 5.
And so, I just have them blocked in with colors right now to make them kind of spirity and corporeal, I guess is a word. But yeah, so Julie, you did the figures. Bob did the bases. Bob may have done the heads on some of them. Am I?
No,
wrong?
I just did the bases. Just the bases.
Okay. Yeah, no, but they're awesome. They're awesome.
Do you have a favorite, Michael?
Do I have a favorite? I think I'm gonna put them in a quick order.
We can't see the first one on the screen very well, Michael.
All right, I'm going to this is my initial order. I like her the best, I think. I don't know why. I typically, and then I love the little dude
I
with
think
the
I
monkey.
like the is that a fence? I like the fence work. Negative space,
Yeah.
I think, really adds to it.
This guy's little ship part thing is
That's
really
cool, too.
It's hard to see because it's kind of blown out. Great base work on these too. But yeah, I think my top 2 are probably these 2. Yeah, but I mean, they're all good because then I'm like, wait, this guy's cool too. With,
Yeah, that's
his 2
the
fists in
problem.
it. You
What's
gotta
your
like some
favorite? It's
favorites.
always a trap, see?
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't like the other 4,
There's
huh?
this guy. Look at his chest. I mean, I caught myself, Jason. Yeah, I'm covering right now. Yeah,
Actually,
they're all fantastic.
I ask that question a lot, and the favorite is different from most people. So that means that we did our job.
It'd be
Yes.
different from day to day for the same person, I'd be willing to bet.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, and I found this guy too. I never gave her on this guy. I think he did your dragon people just come out in bones.
Yes,
in
they're the
July?
ones that were holding
The one-
everything up.
Yep.
Yeah, they are so cool. Yeah,
Thank you.
this is I forget what character he is. Is he more like a rogue or?
He's the rogue, yeah.
Yeah, he's not completely finished, but you can see the sword's not done on the back either. But yeah,
Are you going to be bringing him to ReaperCon so I can see him?
I can. Yeah, I can. Be happy to. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's yeah. So I'm gonna work on them, and we're gonna. Jason's done some sourcing today. We reached out to the social media community. Community. That's the right
There you
way.
go.
Yeah. For photos from the fans of your guys' fantastic sculpts, the stuff they painted, and we have some surprise pictures of a couple of other pieces too. So
Yeah, it's by no means an exhaustive list. It was just people that happened to see the post and posted up their painted things. I just thought that was an interesting way to approach it, and obviously there's so much we could talk about. You guys have a long history of excellent sculpting.
Oh,
Thank you.
Are you working
It's
on
always fun.
anything? I'm sorry, are you guys working on anything for ReaperCon right now, or have you wrapped up your ReaperCon stuff?
I
Well,
think
we
for
just sent in the
ReaperCon,
last
we wrapped it up this
ReaperCon,
morning.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we just sent in the last pieces for ReaperCon that we had on our desk.
Ah,
That's why he's been holding
Cool.
that package hostage, because we've been.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
No, I
Cool.
imagine they're getting right down to the wire on the ReaperCon specials.
Yeah.
so are you guys excited about ReaperCon? Ready to come
Sure.
and
Yeah.
ready to get out of the
You have
house?
to remember how to talk.
Yeah.
Well, this will be good practice then.
Yes.
Right.
We've gone a year only seeing each other pretty much, so it's going to be different.
We can speak in shorthand to each
Yeah.
other. Can't do that in
Right.
public.
So if you're expecting us to initiate the conversation at the moment, it isn't gonna work.
No, I was just waiting for Jason to initiate the conversation.
What? I was just waiting to hear the plans for ReaperCon.
Yeah. So you guys are flying in, of course. You're going to be staying at the hotel. Are you guys teaching any classes this year?
3.
Oh,
Yeah, we're teaching.
What are the subject matters? Are you teaching them together, or are you?
Yes, we're teaching all 3 of them together.
At least one of us will remember how to talk.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So we do have a salient question from the chat.
Oh,
Oh, this is a tough one. Is there a sculpt that you regret or would like to do again?
oh my God! How
Man,
much time do we
that's
get?
just throw a fastball right there at the start.
Whoa! I know.
Yeah, but I don't want to
I
throw
guess you're
anybody
standing
under
too
the
close
bus,
to the
so I'm not
plate.
gonna
They need
mention-
to brush you back a little bit.
No, there's quite a few.
Almost every piece has something that you would change, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Some are more successful and hold up better. There are some that you just wish you could take back completely.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
How
long
about-
list.
I find myself sometimes wishing that some of the physical constraints on the casting and mold making weren't there on some of the pieces I've done. You know, because you do a great piece, you get all the flow and balance in there, and it just isn't going to work. You know, it's just not going to work in the mold, or it's not, you know, something unanticipated shows up like that.
Oh yeah.
You ever get that? Because it seems to happen to me every so often.
Yeah, I was spoiled early on in my career. My first job was basically doing model kits, and we didn't have to make one-piece slugs. And I made so
Right.
many multi-part sculptures that I loved. And when I got into doing miniatures, that pretty much went out the window for a long time. They wanted everything a boat sinker. That was really what it.
Yep.
And it's
Especially back 20 years.
yeah.
It was worse than it is now.
Yeah.
But it's always
Well,
frustrating.
every
to
mold
get
cavity has a
back.
cost. I mean, that's the bottom
Yeah.
line. You
Yeah.
do multi-piece, every mold cavity has a cost. If you try to do a single piece with undercuts, it ruins the molds quicker. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of considerations.
Yeah, it's always
sure.
been a weird balancing act.
And it's hard to
All of-
anticipate where the cuts are going to be and how to get around that so that they don't look obviously poor.
Every one
Yeah.
of these spirit pieces were single cast pieces that I showed off
Yep.
today for everybody watching.
Yeah.
No assembly required. They were all perfect. So you guys are talking about all that, but there's all of these have such very good dynamic, interesting poses with a lot of information in it. So you've
A lot of
captured
practice.
that in a single cast piece. Yeah. So
It's doable.
It is doable.
Yeah,
totally doable.
someone in chat, they're talking about how that sometimes the resin printer is a little less constrictive. Of course, that means that you have to have a file to start with. In your case, it would have to be something that's scanned and then tweaked. Have you guys explored that at all? Have you looked at having some of your stuff scanned and resin printed?
Some of the stuff we did for the toy industry was scanned and printed. but
Yeah, that was
on purpose, no.
that was on the forefront of that technology.
Yeah.
And then the video game industry as well,
Yeah.
where they were actually taking pieces and scanning them to put in a video game. I don't think that video game ever came out.
No, those were nice pieces too. It's a shame.
More stuff you can't talk about.
Pretty much.
Yeah, non-disclosure. It's a
We
pain.
spent so many years in the different industries working in the R&D stuff that probably
Yeah.
90% of the stuff we did never saw the light of day, and we still
Yeah,
can't
we
talk
we
about
haven't even talked about the DARPA robots you guys did. So, Justin, do we have any of the pictures? Do you have any of those loaded in, and we can just start going through?
Oh, God.
Okay. This is great. These, I believe, are old school hobgoblins.
Oh, look at that. Oh, old Ralph Partha?
Yeah, I bet those
Let
are
me
small.
see here.
Yeah, those look like they're kind of fading in and out.
Yeah, see? That's,
Yeah, those are done by Taylor Davenport, and his note on there was old school hobgoblins.
wow.
I remember those.
Mhm.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. When I first started a long time ago, that's how I made my little bases, were out of just little pieces of wood. I cut them. Those are neat.
Yeah, this is from Hulk's workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, the bog skeletons.
Well, you seem to really have a knack and a love for doing undead stuff, if I'm not mistaken, Bob.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. Growing up, Halloween was always the one thing we looked forward to every year. Tried to make it last as long as we could.
Yeah. Well, now you make
Your
it
whole
last all
family
year.
We try, yeah.
Yeah, those are some really neat skeletons, I think.
Now those we both
Yeah, I
worked
like the
on.
glowing eyes. Oh, yeah?
Those are collaborative pieces too, yeah. It's not listed that way on the package, but we both worked on those.
Well, skeletons
Did you
are
get-
always a challenge because you can't. Sometimes the bones can't be as thin as you want them to be
No,
in order to be
no.
cast. They wind up being, but those are probably some of the thinnest skeletons I've seen cast. I think probably the most bone accurate or whatever, however you want to say it.
Bone accurate. I like
Bone
that.
accurate.
Well, look at them.
Bone. Yeah, they're very bone accurate.
Yeah.
They're boneful. They're
A lot of
bona
the
fide.
stuff that we're doing it for plastic now has to be quite a bit thicker than that. So
Yeah, they're bona fide, bone accurate.
there you go.
Team Halloween, I like it.
Yeah, there you go.
Another one from
Oh, there you
Hulk's
go.
workshop.
Ah,
Oh, I always liked this piece, Julie. I thought you did. I really loved the miniature itself, right? But the dragon head was just so cool, just so awesome. Loved it. Was that from another dragon, or did you concept
no,
and
it was
sculpt up that
designed
dragon head?
specifically for that. Again, trying to figure out how to do something in as few pieces as possible, because that piece is pretty small.
Mhm.
Is that
Oh,
a
yeah,
single
it's
piece casting?
I
the
think
dragon's
initially it might
separated.
have been, but they've separated. No, I think we separated the warrior.
The figure and that would make
Yeah,
sense.
I can't remember now.
Did you do that off concept art or is that off of your
No.
concept?
Whenever we can, we like doing our own concept because
Yeah.
you're spending so much time working on something that it's much more interesting to have solve problems as you go, where in working with someone else's art, you're pretty much stuck. Also, that piece was done when we were doing a lot of toy work, and that is not only concept art, that's control art, where
Sure.
you have clearances of sometime 1/100th of an inch. They got to
Yep.
be that precise.
Yeah. Well, I know you've played that game, Jason. With
Couple
the
of
toy
times.
companies. Yeah.
Exact distance between the pupils is a ratio to forehead to nose. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've played a few.
Yep.
Not very successfully, I might add.
Tell them about the Terminator head. that
Oh,
you
I did a
yeah.
jewelry piece when I was working on Terminator 2, and they blew it up. I mean, this was a little piece, maybe an inch tall. It was just the endoskeleton head, and they had these little ruby inset eyes on it. They took it to one of the meetings where everybody critiques things, and they blew it up to 6 feet tall on the wall.
Wow.
And they're like, well, that line's not right, and that line's right. And it's like, this thing is only an inch tall. So that was a little interesting.
Yep. Never show them larger than they are. That was Bob
Yeah.
Watts's edict. This is on a regular gaming base, correct? Someone was asking what size it is. If I remember right, this is a gaming
it's a 1
figure.
inch.
That's
Yeah,
a 1 inch.
That's a
round.
1 inch. Yeah, 1 inch round. Yeah. No, it's hard even in the painted side of the world. When you've painted something, you're painting it in this scale, obviously, because that's what the miniature is. But when you see it online, they're just completely blown up. So you can you blow it up big enough, you're going to see more of the flaws than you would have if you'd see it in person.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's that kind of thing.
All right.
No.
This is
Wow.
I think this is a really neat figure. It really isn't the usual stuff we see
Right.
from either Julie or Bob.
Well, that was an Izzy concept art. I really liked that one and wanted to do it. I think she knocked it out of the park with the design. It was a real fun piece to do. And I got to do it modular, which was nice.
That is nice.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I got to paint the studio version for it, like probably 3 years before it actually got to come out in a Bones. It sat there done forever.
I wondered about that because I had remembered seeing something about it early. I didn't realize there was a gap like that.
Yeah, but I think Hulk did an awesome job. I love the glowing effect. I love the greens and the violets, and I wish I could see more of a turnaround because I think the fence in the back is really nice.
Hulk is Kevin Holderney, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name the right way, but I see him online all the time. We have a lot of good interactions online, so I just want to make sure and get the attribution right. But I think he goes by Hulk's Workshop as far as his output for this kind of stuff.
That's beautiful.
Nice work. And this piece is in Bones. And the cool thing about this is not that you want to hack up Bob's work, but this is such a great individual piece, but it could be so utilized for terrain and graveyard scenes. It's a graveyard golem. And by the way, on Reaper Errant, we almost got devastated by this thing. We almost got wiped out by this guy.
Yep, we did.
About a couple months ago. Yeah. So thanks, Bob. But yeah,
well, if you look, you
the
can also
is really cool. Yeah.
Check and see if this guy's got any classes at a con near you. Make sure and grab him up. I know he's had some at Reaper cons.
I don't know if he's teaching this time or not or whatever. But
I'm not sure.
That's a great piece. Yeah, he taught at RVE, and the online ReaperCon 20 is what Lord Dave said. Hey Dave, what's up?
Use it again? No, there's plenty of other stuff. We don't need to encounter the same monster twice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we almost got killed by him. We had to have a naked gnome escape through a hole.
It was
watch
just
the
gross.
show for better reference of that. But yeah, Bobby's character stripped down, lubed up, and worked his way through a stone opening, rock opening, in order to save the cleric priestess that we were trying to save. Right. Yeah. What's up? What's next? I believe I got a chance to paint this one too. This one is Bob Rodolfi, and it was this a 25th anniversary piece, or was this one?
I think it was. I think it was the first one that they put out.
The January
one of the first
one. Yeah. Yeah. That's again on a 1-inch base. I like what he did with the base because it doesn't come with that.
The base is good. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. The NMM is fun. It's very well done. So yeah,
that's a challenge to get stuff on that small of a base and still have it be able to function as a gaming piece.
Yeah.
I mean, just like the ones you were showing, Michael.
Yes, these are fantastic for that. I'll move it over here, move it over there. But yeah, there's just so much going on. But yeah, Derek Schubert, if he's watching, he's really good at that. When he paints his Pathfinder pieces and other stuff, sculpting in a lot of information in a tiny 1-inch base, which I'll have to admit I'm not very good at. I tend to make my bases even bigger. So,
well, they don't make pine cones that small.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so what do we got next?
Oh, wow.
Oh,
wow, that's really
Is there
cool.
any way to make this bigger, Justin? I don't know if you can do that easily. from your end? Because this piece has a lot going on. There we go. Thank you very much.
Wow.
And this is a collaboration piece in a ton of different ways. Julie, of course, with the dragon. I can't remember the dragon's name. I know that they started the last Kickstarter. Okay. Yeah. Dragons don't share, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And Bob did all the scenery, which all comes apart. It's great. I actually have a resin set of this terrain.
Ooh.
Just sitting and waiting. I love it. And then for the characters, Jason, you did a character. You sculpted one of the characters that comes in the box set.
I have a little dwarf pushing at a door, maybe on the base there.
Yeah. And Werner did one. He did the Elf Ranger. Gene did one.
I believe Gene and
Gene
Bobby
did the little
both did
thief
one.
lady up in the top.
Yeah, and Bobby did
by the
one.
window.
Was that it? Were there just 4, or were there 5 characters? It looks like
no, there were
5.
5. All of us did one.
You did one too.
Yeah, I did the female sorcerer.
Okay.
Julie did the dragon. Bobby did the armored guy. Jason did the dwarf. Gene did the thief girl in the back, and Werner did the guy with the bow, I think.
Yep.
Wow. And then when it came
we all
to the box art, Ann Forrester painted the dragon. I did the terrain, and then Jason's dwarf. Derek did Werner's elf, and I can't remember who did the other ones. I know Rhonda did one. I can't remember who did the other ones off the top of my head. But yeah, it was a collaboration piece on the sculpting side. When it came to doing the painting, it was a fun collaboration piece as well, which is so cool. Yeah.
This piece is painted by Robert Goldade or Goldade. Again, he submitted it when I asked for nicely painted Rodolphe or Guthrie miniatures on Facebook. This is what I got. I think this is tremendous.
Wow.
I was hoping this one was on there.
That's a lot of work.
It was a lot of work at every level.
Yeah.
I just imagine the hours, even the final paint job. Kevin and Gent, everybody, the packagers. Imagine how much went into that piece.
Yep, totally. Yeah, I like the treatment. You put a lot of extra bits on the base with little grass and trees and stains into the stones, and really did a nice treatment with all of that as well. It's a fun piece. Thanks for sharing.
So do you like doing collaborations? I mean, you guys collaborate with each other quite a bit.
Yes.
On the rare occasions we've gotten to collaborate with other artists, what do you think about that?
I enjoy it. I would
again.
love to do it again myself. Yeah.
I agree. I'm hoping that we get a chance to do one soon, as a matter of fact. All righty. Well, thanks for blowing that up, Justin.
Exclusive right there. That's a Bone 6 tease.
Well, you never
it's
know.
It's going to be some collaborative piece. Big.
All bones are a giant collaboration.
Yeah, totally. Ooh.
All right, here's a Scott Nicholson piece.
Nice.
Wow,
hey, Scott. Scott is a very prolific painter. Tends not to be able to watch the show while it's on. I don't know if he's on today, but he watches it afterwards. But that guy churns out the paint jobs. He's got a lot of clients. Does a lot of freelance stuff. That's a fun piece.
This
Bob,
is an interesting style that he has too. It works. When I see it, I really like it. It really pops.
Yes, Michael, that is Julie's.
Okay. That is cool. That's a nice piece. And that's Scott
his.
As well.
No, that's mine.
Yep.
So this piece apparently seems to tell a story.
Oddly enough, that is actually from a story, one that I wrote when I was in high school, back when I wanted to be a writer. Yeah, there's a couple of pieces that ended up in the Reaper line that are from a bunch of old short stories I did for a writing class that I was taking.
Or your nightmares.
And my nightmares. And I really wanted to be a writer, except that I'm really not good at it.
Well, you have to write. I think you have to at least be able to form that concept to do the sculpt, though, right? I mean, what was the story behind this?
This character was what they called a bone caller. She joined these armies as a mercenary, and they would pay her to raise dead people to be armies to fight for them.
Oh, nice work if you could get it.
Yeah.
That's a great piece. I like that piece.
I was a very weird child. Oh, God, there's an old one.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
That's a collaborative piece. Richard Kerr did the horse. Yeah, and I did the guy riding it.
That's cool.
That is a neat looking piece.
Handle on that side. Holy cow.
Well, when we talked about how thin you have to make the bones and how thick you have to make the bones to get them to cast, the animal anatomy in bones always drives me up the wall, because they're just, what do you do with the legs? I know Julie did a set of skeletons fairly recently, in the last couple of years, of monsters. And it's like, gosh, they're just so thin.
And four-legged creatures are always hard.
Yeah.
Let alone thin-legged ones.
Why are four-legged creatures harder?
Really, there's only so many poses you can do and still have the legs spread in a way that it can cast in one piece.
Oh.
And there's still quite a gap in between the left side and right side.
They got to cut the mold in a zigzag way no matter how you arrange the legs. And if you try to put them side by side, it's not impossible to do, but it's not good for production.
Well, there's always that constant battle between aesthetics and logistics.
Yeah.
You can't get away from it.
Yeah. So this guy, obviously, the skeleton rider is in one plane and the horse is in the other. Right. So I assume it was two pieces.
Two separate pieces. Yeah. Ron sent me the horse and said, make a guy that fit on it. Okay.
That's great. Turned out really
good.
Oh,
that's great.
This is Aaron Hartwell's response to my call for miniatures.
That's gorgeous.
She just threw it. That's a mic drop. Like, hey, take this. I'm not even done with this, and this is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see the other angles, but look at that. Look at the wing work on that.
Good job, Aaron.
That's beautiful.
Again, put 4 horsemen. I'd like to see the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse redone.
That would be a nice collab.
So would we.
That would be a great collab.
There's the collab right there.
I wanted to ask Julie about scale textures. What do you study to do the scale textures?
I combine not just lizards and alligators, and then it just comes from my head. I've done dragons since I was a kid, and trying to do scales to flow like the muscles underneath the scales is something I enjoy doing, and just making it look like the limbs aren't just stuck on, or the scales aren't just stuck on the top and the underside, and that kind of thing has always been important to me. He knows not to talk to me when I'm doing scale work.
Let me tell you stories.
On the days that I'm doing scales, because it takes a lot of concentration to do it to my satisfaction. Yes,
I imagine it does, and there's no easy way. Even digitally, there's tricks we can use, but they just don't look right. They still pretty much are the equivalent of hand placing them and making sure they're tilted the right way and the whole thing. So
that's why
I
guess
Justin,
what I was
Justin,
about.
What? Justin, check your email. I just emailed you a couple more photos.
The older
What
dragons,
I was curious
think,
about is
fun that
you
way.
guys live in the Southwest, in the desert Southwest. So if you are wandering around and you see a little lizard, do you pick it up and invade its privacy and look at its scale pattern?
I have a collection of dried out ones, but I won't bother a living creature. They have a hard enough time out in the desert.
Yeah, I've always been intrigued by the patterns on a beaded lizard, I think.
Or a bearded dragon. They're beautiful.
Yeah, those are neat. And some iguanas are really fancy.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah. I wanted to show off, since we were talking about dragon scales, I wanted to show off Julie's wyvern from not Bones 5, but Bones 4. Correct? Blacksting? I think it was Bones
That's
4.
Blacksting. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Blacksting. Love this piece.
And who painted this?
Oh, some hack. We won't reference him.
Okay, good.
But yeah, great piece. Loved it. And yeah, that person that painted it is not going to give it to Reaper, and the person's keeping it for his own collection.
Does that person have our address?
Yeah, he does. He does. Yep. You have that person's. A lot of that other person's work.
Yes.
Yes, we do. I think I still owe you probably at this point a whole murder of crows.
Yes.
In order to pay for some of those.
You have the red Narthrax, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we told that story before. On the Narthrax box, it's blue. And when Ron sent it to me, it was probably one of the first dragons I did for Reaper. He sent it to me. It's like, hey, I'd like you to work this up. I think we're going to need a box for it at some point. I'm like, all right, what color? And my suggestion was, at that time, this is my memory, that I was like, hey, I think a blue or something might be a good idea. He goes, no, we already got something that's going to be that way, and do it red. So I painted it red, spent a ton of time on it, sent it in, and we were at one of our artist cons, and I had it there, and Ron said, I think I want a blue one. And I remember just looking at you, Julie, and saying, you want this? Because he does.
Oh, twist my arm.
Right. So, yeah. No. But yeah, so I painted a blue one, and that's what made the box. And I think they were both fun. They were both good experiences. So, thanks, Justin. Yeah, I really like this piece. I really liked what you did with the scales, the way you incorporated the scales and the leathery hide. It was a fun piece. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite dragons so far, I think.
I like that thrashing tail as well.
Yeah, that tail is really gnarly with all the spikes you put on it, especially the long claws at the end. And then, since it was black sting, I imagine that there being venomous packets at the end of the tail.
Yes.
So if you see the two
Yes,
little blue purple
poison sacs on the bottom.
Yeah, I wanted to try to pick those out a little bit more. So yeah, this piece took me quite a while. I struggled with the colors a little bit.
How many hours do you figure you have in it sculpting, Julie?
Wow, that's a good question.
I can't imagine. It probably took close to a month.
Yeah.
That was a really long month.
That was toward the end of one of the Kickstarters, and Ron called up, "Can you do another dragon?"
Yep.
But it was a lot of fun to do that one.
Who did the arch?
She just came up with
I did with that. And also that arch goes with the Dragons Don't Share terrain. If you want to, you can extend your Dragons Don't Share.
Oh, there you go. I don't know if people realize that.
I can't probably remember every single wyvern ever sculpted up there, but I think this is the king of all the wyverns that I've ever
thank you.
seen done. I think this is my favorite wyvern that I've seen done. Because I'd rather have a dragon. I like dragons. I like the four legs. But this wyvern is just so dynamic and so intense. It's awesome.
Thank you.
I don't agree with George R.R. I think dragons should have four legs.
All right, what do we got up next?
That's a controversial take right there.
Nah.
There we go.
This is another
Nice
Scott Nicholson piece.
Mm-hmm.
I like the stonework. I can't remember, was that sculpted? Was the stonework sculpted in, or was that painted in?
No, that was sculpted in.
That was sculpted in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like making
That's
cracks.
a bone. Yeah, that's nice. That's fun. That's from Bones 4, 3.
Yeah,
I
gargoyles are an underutilized monster, in my opinion.
I don't know. I don't remember when that, because I sculpted that really early on in working with
that one's been in metal, I'm sure.
Yeah, that one's been around for a long time. Ooh, another one of those guys.
Oh, cool. I didn't see this in the when I was looking at the email. That's cool. I haven't seen one with this take on that, with the snow base and everything, and the green glowy face. I mean, that's cool. It's fun. Max Styles asked, as the sculptor, do you get any input into naming the figure?
Rarely. Rarely. Yeah. Usually Ron does that.
Yeah, Ron likes naming the dragons in particular.
Named one.
Yeah. Which one did you name?
The Pirate's Treasure. I came up with that name. It's
the Reapercon piece, the VIP piece.
Yeah, the VIP piece. I don't know if they've shown it once.
Oh,
it's kind of a play on words.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, what's the next one?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, Maldrakkar has a life of its own, hasn't it, Julie? How long can you even estimate the hours you had in this piece?
Many months.
Right.
Yeah, that one was certainly with all those heads and all the scale patterns and everything, just the size of the wings alone.
Yeah.
Took a really long time. That was
a fun piece. How many pounds of green stuff? How many tubes did you go through?
Chunk.
It's a chunk.
Yeah.
It was pretty heavy. Yeah, that was fun.
And the wings, or the way you do wings, and hopefully I'm not giving away any secrets, is with your wire armature with foil, or sometimes like a screen, right? Is that right?
Yeah, there's a wire mesh that I use. That wire was, I believe, clothes hanger wire. It had to be that thick. The points had to be filed down, because you can't just leave them at the end. So this one drew blood, I don't know how many times. Then there's this wire mesh screen that you used to be able to buy. I think you still can.
I think it's still available.
That I would put, because you can bend it and press it out. Instead of just foil or metal shim, you'd have to pound it to get it to cup the air.
Yeah, is it copper or tin, I believe, maybe? One of the two.
Aluminum.
This one was aluminum, yeah.
It's
aluminum, yeah.
So
I think it's still available through most sculpture supply places.
I hope so, because it's amazing stuff.
Did you work on all the heads individually and then assemble them into the body? At what point did the heads come into the body? Because I know when I painted it, I assembled the whole body with wings, but I kept every head separate and then painted the heads. But then it was the challenge of once merging the head in and then merging the colors that I used in the head into the body and to transition back in for the box art stuff.
That's largely the way it was sculpted. So I had the whole body up to the shoulders. Then I did the heads and then did the necks to connect the flow of the scales.
how did you hold this one, Julie? Did you have it in pieces as you sculpted it, or did you have it on a turntable?
I don't know. Do
I
you
mean,
remember?
there's no way you could have held that. I mean, I know I would get tired holding something that big, trying to rotate
Yes,
it
it's right
around.
on the wrist.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I had the body largely together. Sometimes I could have the wings pinned or the limbs pinned in such a way that I could remove them.
Sure.
But you still want the flow of the whole beast, and that's hard to do in pieces without having it mainly assembled. And then the wings had to come in later. They had long pins that I could then stick them in to get the flow of the sculpt that I want.
So do you actually measure to keep like the size consistency on the heads? Do you actually use a measuring device, or do you go pretty much by eye?
No, it's usually eye.
Yeah, which is a better measuring device. But I just wondered. It looks like you could use calipers, or someone that's got a lot of experience, I imagine.
All right,
Yeah,
Julie.
sometimes calipers,
Favorite
sometimes
head.
just the old thumb thing that the artists do that in the pictures all the time. Thumb's a great measuring.
Yep.
The closed-mouthed one.
Me too. I've told you that a bunch of times. Yeah, my favorite one is we never see dragons with closed mouth, and I just think they're awesome. Always see them roaring. I like to see the closed mouth, and there's a lot of reasons for that. I think even. Go ahead.
The proudness of the red head, the one that's arched. I like that one too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all together they're just one tremendous piece for sure.
Yeah, and we're missing the other head, or two heads.
Someone in chat asked if you work for a lot of other companies and how many unfinished sculptures are on your desk right now. You don't have to answer.
I think at our maximum, we were working for 12 companies simultaneously.
That's difficult.
And that was when we were younger and had more energy. And we rarely have too many unfinished pieces. We rarely do anything for ourselves anymore. It's usually work. Occasionally, we'll do something for ourselves, and we have one or two of those still floating around, but mostly it's commission stuff.
Right now I have 8 pieces and 2 more started, and that's more than I usually like to juggle.
Yeah. I have a little bit less than that, but that's still.
Well, I'm going to hand at least 5 of them off to you to finish.
Yeah.
So.
We do hand stuff back
so
and forth.
We are giving away Clever Crow Poke Tools. So for every 3 subs, we will do a hashtag free, and we will be giving away a Clever Crow exclusive Poke Tool, or a Crow's Nest Crow's Nest exclusive Poke Tool sculpted by our guests today, Julie Guthrie and Bob Rodolfi. See this fine lettering by Bob. Bob does the best lettering. It's awesome. But yeah, only place to get it right here. That one has paint on it. Here's one without paint on it. And very long pokey tool. There it goes all the way, pokes all the way down in the bottle. If you want to know more about nipples and diaphragms and the uses of the pokey tool, there's a past episode with Ron Hawkins on it that he loves. He goes into a lot of explanation on that. We won't go into that again. Every 3 subs, hashtag free, make sure you're getting in. And I know Aaron Hartwell, he went into a lot of description of that. If you missed it, you might want to get your doctor's hat on and send him an email to help him better understand diaphragms and nipples. Because I think he has a misunderstanding of what they are and how you use them. Because he said don't squeeze them too hard, which does make sense. But, yeah.
All right, what's our next painted piece? Before Michael goes off on a tangent, we don't want him to go.
We've seen that.
So Bloody Lemming.
Justin,
that's a good one.
Justin, I sent you another email earlier from, there was just 2 photos
Chris
There
asked,
we go. Stop on this one.
if we use composition, so I'd like to answer that too. Yes, we do use sketches.
Cool.
I do like to do a lot of it in armature, just because, again, you solve some of the problems while working. It makes working go easier. But yes, we do sketch things out as well.
Well, this piece is by Lauren Cowles, I believe, who is One Boot on the forums.
One Boot, yeah.
Hey.
Oh, that's nice.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Nice. Hi, Aaron.
And, I think this is just a wonderful little piece. I mean, it looks little compared to some of the past ones we've been looking at, but
that one is, yeah, it is pretty tiny. That's like a 1-inch base, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. Yep. Got a lot of expression in it, even in the pose. Just a tremendous piece.
I think Lauren's going to be.
She's done a wonderful job with the blending. I think that's really neat.
Yeah, she's going to be teaching at ReaperCon as well. I think Ron he promised yet again to have the classes posted up this week. We'll see with Kickstarter fulfillment. I wouldn't be surprised if that's delayed again. But be ready to sign up for class. Yeah.
Isn't it fun to see what people come up with for a paint job? Because I'd be willing to bet that when you sculpted this wasn't really what you were imagining for color. And I don't mean that in any pejorative sense. I think it's wonderful.
You want to take that?
I never see my sculptures in color, ever.
It's all about form.
For me, it's just form. So I'm always quite impressed when people can come up with a paint scheme, because I don't do color well. So painters have my respect.
I think one of the things I most enjoy about our job is seeing what people do with it and what they come up with, the colors they choose, and how they tend to put it on the miniature. It's a great thing. Promoting creativity is a great thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to get this one in there for sure.
Oh yeah. Fantastic. Bob, your little what was the whole genre of these called?
The Bonesylvanians. Yeah, Julie did all
the Bonesylvanians.
She did this guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a Julie piece.
These were fantastic. These were
They were a lot of fun. I think that was a labor of love.
Yeah. We'd like to do more.
Yeah. I think you should. Those are fantastic. There's all kinds. I mean, what were some of the other characters for people that aren't familiar with them? There was a Cthulhu one, right? There was
Fly,
Frankenstein. Yeah.
Frankenstein, Bride, Dracula, a couple of mummies, the Nosferatu guy. There was a guy with a hockey mask and a hatchet or a machete.
Yeah, Jason.
This is,
That's awesome.
There was a werewolf and a bat.
Ricard Mora doing this great job on the paint. I want to make sure and get this one in here. I actually even sent Justin a text and said, make sure and get this one in here, because I know this is one of Bob's favorite characters.
It is. That's why Julie got to do it, so it was done right.
That's so cute. The base work on that's tremendous too. That whole piece came together really well.
Fun and simple on a little stump. Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic. I love that.
Thanks for getting that in, Justin.
Yeah. Justin, did you find those other two that I sent would have been like just shortly before the show? There was they were kind of work in progress looking shots. We can't hear you if you're talking. Yeah. All right, Bob.
There we go.
Let's talk about this.
Oh my goodness.
Tell them the title.
Yeah, that's Rodents of the Lost Ark. That was an entry that I put in at ReaperCon.
2019 or 2018?
No, it might be 2018, I think. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And what did you walk home with?
I actually got a gold Mouseling trophy and a silver Sophie on that one. And I think a silver medal. Yeah.
You got a gold medal. You had to have got a gold medal.
I think I did on that one.
Oh, love
No,
it.
I don't think I
That's
did on that one.
fantastic. And scratch sculpted, of course, the cavern entrance, and
Yes,
love the
that was a lot of
mouse
fun.
and the cat mouth. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Coughing up the
And the little-
hairball.
It's fantastic.
A
So
lot of
for
little
those
Easter
like, yeah, for a diorama, and I'm very keen on dioramas. Just a fantastic story. Has a great sense of humor. It's concise in its layout. It's not too big, but it's big enough to show all the movement. I love the little Easter eggs all over the place. Even the little
Oh, a little Mayan
zombie.
Hello Kitty up in the corner there.
Yes, yes. And even the little tiles on the left-hand side and the cat prints in the side.
Yeah.
Just fantastic. The little moss that you've added around. Just great.
The motion
It's one of my-
is good too.
Yeah, him running with the piece, the little sculpture. Gene, I think, sculpted that mouseling, right?
Yes.
The Indiana Jones one.
Both of
Yeah.
them. He did both of them.
Both of
Oh,
them.
looks like we froze.
Okay.
So, Jason.
You'll be back with us.
We can still hear you.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can still hear you though.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff on the
Yeah.
back of that too, but I don't have a picture of the back.
Yeah, fantastic piece. Fantastic.
It
And
is
then,
a tremendous piece.
Julie.
That was a
This was
piece I was
2008.
playing around with, cutting bones apart and putting together in different ways. It's called Dungeon and Dragons.
Wow.
That's early work in progress because I see a lot's not done on it. But,
And these are two the Pathfinder red dragons that you had sculpted in the
Yes.
Pathfinder line years ago that were in metal initially and then converted over into bones. And so these were bones pieces that you used
They
for
were
the dragons,
bones,
or
and I was cutting them apart. The two little faces on the bottom were from the bases of the two red dragons, and I just sliced them off their bases and discovered that they posed so beautifully together that I had to paint it.
Yeah, fantastic. And then how did you make the dungeon, the cavern walls, the scenery?
The rock work would have been just Sculpey over cork,
Mm-hmm.
and then the same with the floor. And you can kind of see the stairs; they go down into a hole in the base.
That's cool. And what did you walk home with? What did you end up packing in your bag?
It was a gold medal for Open and a silver Sophie.
Wow, fantastic!
Surprised
I love this
us.
piece as well.
Yeah, we were.
We were quite
I know
surprised.
you got a gold medal in Open, and that's judged by Derek Schubert himself. He's the captain of
Wow.
that team that judges for Open. So to get a gold medal from Derek's team is very highly prized. Highly prized.
That is
Very-
pretty good.
Yeah.
We have a
Not that he's
question in the
super
chat
hard.
about how would a beginner go about learning how to sculpt. I have an idea what you're going to say, but go ahead and fire away.
Come to ReaperCon. Take our beginning classes. No, I don't
Right.
really know at the moment. I mean, when we started, at least when I started, there was only one real useful medium that was accepted everywhere. Now with digital, I don't know how you would go about sculpting analog anymore. I mean,
Oh, you
I
sculpt
don't know
analog
that
the
any
same way you've always sculpted analog. And
yeah,
I'm
but
a
I just don't
great
know how many
advocate-
companies are looking for it.
Oh, true. The question was about learning, I think, how to sculpt. And I think
Just
that's
learning.
yeah.
If you're not worried about becoming or making it a career, I would say convert things.
Mhm.
There's certainly so many YouTube things that talk about mediums to use. Some are easier than others, so there's a lot of good information that you can get out there now. And yes, coming to ReaperCon is also a good way of learning. There's tons of people to talk to and classes to take.
I would say prepare yourself for things that you consider to be failures, because those are going to happen all along the way.
Yes.
And also cut yourself a lot of slack when you're learning how to sculpt. Okay, one of the things, if you're an adult and you're trying to learn a new skill, one of the things you want to do is have it right away. And it never happens that way. Okay, very few people I know could just sit down and start and come out with something at the other end of a 2-hour session and go, oh, that's the best thing ever. Okay, none of us have been satisfied. There are sculptors I know right now that we just aren't satisfied with stuff that we do all the time. So I would say, look at form, look at function, look at a lot of books, look at a lot of other art, look at a lot of miniature sculptures, if that's what you're trying to sculpt. Look, learn to see.
And study anatomy from photographs.
Or real life.
Or real life.
Gene was asked this question when he was on a couple of times, and his response was kind of how he learned was he bought some miniatures that he really liked, and he tried to copy them. And he took a couple Werner pieces, I think he said, and he just tried to emulate and take that piece and just make his version of that piece. And that comes in with a lot of painting as well. If you're learning to paint, and find something you like and try to copy it and emulate it as much as you can, and then end up making it yours. And then also another tip is...
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Continue to watch The Crow's Nest in the near future, because we're going to have a monthly segment where it's Teach the Moron to Paint, and that's me. Jason's going to be showing me how to paint. Wow, we got some craziness going on to the top right here. Yeah, this is really kind of trippy.
I think our demons are getting out.
Oh,
someone's
I know, right?
dropping some acid somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
In the chain. That's pretty good. I like that. Almost a test pattern. One of the things...
You could do a refresh, maybe.
One of the things I was going to say about learning how to sculpt, once you decide the medium you're using, try to figure out the technical aspects of it right away, because then you won't be fighting that as you're trying to develop a vision and an ability to sculpt. So if you're sculpting in putty, ask all the questions you can about how to use that putty, and get good at the technical part so that the art part can have time to develop.
That's a good point.
Are you guys still there, or are you?
Yeah, we're still here. Can you still hear us?
Okay, good. Keep talking.
Yeah. For some reason, I think our camera's gone out on us.
The camera seems to be overheating a little bit. So.
Well, it's 170
it's
degrees.
Arizona heat. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
But you don't need to see our logo.
I said we're getting near the end of our time on this hour, but so we won't have your reboot or anything. I don't think that would be useful.
We'd probably lose him. Yeah.
Not really.
But we'll definitely have you guys on again, maybe when it's a little cooler in Arizona.
Well, we've got about a 4-week window.
Okay.
Sometime in February.
Okay. And the other favor I would ask is maybe we could actually have you guys on when I'm trying to teach Michael how to sculpt, because I am notoriously impatient. I am notoriously impatient with people, and I'll probably need the moderating influence of my betters.
Oh my God! Yes.
And we can all
and Bob is super patient. Bob has taught me a few things, and Julie has as well.
They're much more patient than I am.
Yeah. You've beaten me
Michael
down a few
is
times.
a fast learner.
Yes.
Yes.
Not fast enough in my book.
No.
Yeah, but we're coming close to that. We have cameras. We just need to do some tests. But that's something I'm very super every about as well. It's not going to be every episode. We still want to do the interviews and do that as well. Maybe like
absolutely
once a month or something like that, where we do that as well. Derek's online, and Derek has a nice thing on his intro to sculpting with 2 magazine articles by sculptor Phil Lewis showing step by step.
Phil Lewis, that's a name That's a name
Blast.
I've heard for a while, actually. I was just thinking about Phil Lewis the other day, some of the dwarves that he had done.
Well, Justin, are you around?
I am here.
Do we want to do, this is about the time you generally want us to start wrapping things up, and it generally takes us a while to wrap everything up. Do we
Yes.
want
Yep.
to, how many
7.
how many
and I
subs
just
did
drew
we
them.
get? Oh, okay. How many subs?
We
total
got
we get?
6 subs, and we're giving away the 5 initially. So we're giving away
Well,
7.
I haven't announced that yet.
What are we
It was
doing?
ruined.
No, we did from the beginning.
I didn't say anything. That was a surprise
We
that
did.
you ruined.
Nope,
We
we did
just
it in the
ruined the
beginning.
surprise.
We're giving them
No,
away
we
in the
did it
beginning.
before we got on the show. Anyway, so
we
we're
were
gonna.
live.
No, I don't think so. So, anyways,
I hope
we
weren't
had
live.
6 subs, so there's 2 Poke Tools. But in
Well, I'll be
honor
fired.
of Julie and Bob joining us today, we're going to add 5 more Poke Tools on that. So a total of 7 Poke Tools are going out the door, plus the 2 Poke Tools that will be going and being delivered to Bob and Julie.
Lord
So,
Dave thought he
Black
heard
Sting.
Justin say that a painted black sting is also up for giveaway, but
Yeah,
think-
David Cecil.
Wait,
no,
let us
no.
get a hashtag
I think
free
Lord
then.
Dave's been dipping into the formaldehyde a little bit.
Yeah. So
Are you ready to read these
you want to
names?
do the? I'm ready to try to read these names. Yes,
Oh.
sir.
People have been waiting all show for this.
All show. I mean, look, we're at 135 viewers right now. This is good.
Yeah, beat that.
Giving
There we
away
go.
free stuff, I guess, works. It seems to work for that other show.
Well, having
All right.
guests like
Samurai
Bob
Jack.
and Julie as well. I mean, this,
Samurai Jack, 325.
this is primo stuff. You don't get this
Rings
just
Raccoon?
anywhere.
Rings Raccoon won one as well.
Oh, nice.
Okay, Ketjir 42.
I think it's Keith Jr.
Ketajir.
It's Keith Jr.
Oh, wait, how about Keith Jr. 42?
Yeah,
I
that's
suck
good.
at this. All right. Ford Fitch 42. That was a good one. I got that one. That was easy.
Oh, that's good.
That geek Leah. Congratulations, Ford and that geek Leah. And then Otter Mama 3. Now, Corncob might be, or Otter Mama 3 might not get along because he likes to wear otter pants, and Otter Mama probably doesn't appreciate her offspring being used for pants.
And
I
the
think
last
Otter
one,
Mama
latest.
3 got the first Otter Pirates
Last
that Ron
but not
had out
least,
of the mold.
I don't see it. Oh, J Slugger 68. Congratulations to all 7 of our winners.
That wasn't too bad.
Yeah. I didn't. I only messed up Keith Jr. It's on a tidy font on my iPad.
It never
still.
looks right when it's all in one like that. It's very
Yeah,
hard.
it's kind of hard. Yeah, thanks for covering.
See,
for
I
me.
actually defended you there, so that's
did.
got to be worth something.
Did the bus even drive over anybody today? Did we drive
Yeah.
the bus over anybody?
But it was very subtle today. It was
Yeah,
very
it
subtle.
was- it
I don't
wasn't-
think people caught it.
Yeah. No. I think we need to drive the bus over David Cecil for sure. He's teaching again at ReaperCon. He teaches every year. He does a fantastic job. But I still want to drive the bus over him. And I saw Greg Zuniga on. Rings, congratulations. Otter Mama, congratulations. Yeah. Show off. Hey, if you guys get your Poke Tools in the mail, show them off on the Reaper Facebook page or wherever, the Reaper Twitch page, whatever, when you get them in the mail. I've been seeing some folks post them up. They're really cool. Rhonda got hers, and she's been showing hers off as well. And again, thank you. Big thanks to Julie and Bob for, this was, they just sent this to us, Jason, remember? It was just out of the blue.
Yeah.
Here's this Poke Tool. It was just out of the kindness of their own heart and being part of it, and they're avid watchers of the show as well. So I was very flattered. I'm still blown away by it. It's the best Poke Tool out there. Period, bar none. And then
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Bob
There's
and Julie have
nothing even
sculpted
close
other
to that
Poke
Poke Tool.
Yeah. Well, there's one that's going to be a ReaperCon exclusive that
Well, but have we even been able to show that yet? I think that's still been
Ron showed it,
isn't it?
Yeah, Ron did show it.
Ron showed it once. Okay, well, we maybe can't say that's the best pokey tool by a long way then, but we like it. We like it.
Hey, I can show it. You know,
Oh, look at
that's
that.
it. Yeah, that's going to be the ReaperCon Pokey tool.
Now,
right?
how do we get that?
Is that right, guys? Go to ReaperCon.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, ReaperCon 21.
It doesn't say the crow's nest on the back, though.
No,
That's special.
I mean, it's a fantastic Pokey tool, but
Yeah,
I mean,
with the
I'm more
exception, it doesn't say the
preferential
crow's
to-
nest on the back.
yeah, I mean the crow's nest. I mean,
We could have snuck
you can't
that
go
in
wrong
there,
with crow's
Bob.
nest. I know. Anyways, so well, hey, that's probably we're wrapping things up. Next week we're still efforting and finalizing another spectacular guest on July 27th. So not this upcoming Tuesday, but the Tuesday after. I want to do a little tease. Is Jim Ludwig from Dark Sword's going to be joining us? I got confirmation from that yesterday. So he's going to have some new releases that are coming out around that time. We're going to help pub that, and we're just going to get to know, that Jim Ludwig dude, and have him on the show if he can figure out all his technical difficulties. So I told him when he was kind of fretting, Bob and Julie, about being on the show, and I said you guys had been on, so he felt a little bit better. So he kind of threw you under the bus indirectly.
Yeah, so if the dinosaurs can do it, anybody else can, right?
Love you guys. Love you.
We'll make sure and tell Jim you said that. I think it could be a challenge.
Yeah. So, all right, Justin, are we gonna raid anybody today?
Yes. Speaking of,
we're gonna do the show rundown. Speaking of otters, that's my favorite.
Mine too.
We're gonna raid.
Don't let any of our sponsees know that, but I do love me some otters.
What's the otters?
The otters are the best.
Speaking of otters, I want to hear the rest of that.
The Marine Mammal
that's
Center.
the otters. That's
where we're gonna raid.
Yeah, that's where we're gonna raid.
Yeah.
Hey, fun fact.
Bugs just showed up.
My wife is a graphic designer, and she did one of their logos a long time ago in the Marine Mammal Center.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yep. And they have moved on like 2 or 3 logos since. This was years ago, but yeah, she did their logos for that they used for a while. So pretty cool. Shows? Are we going to do the show thing? It's kind of a tradition. Boom. It's too easy this way. All right, Monday through Friday, 11:30, and doing Reaper Toolbox. And then Monday afternoons, the best new show is Bird with the Brush with Rhonda Bender. I didn't see Rhonda on today. Fantastic Beyond the Kit.
This is why we don't throw people under the bus anymore. Michael puts himself under there every time.
Yep, and then then there's our show. You're there. Miniatures Den with Luca. Check that out. Luca from Italy. Crafty Creative with Josh Foreman on Thursday. Reaper Live, that show that pays for viewers with giving away stuff like airbrushes. And then on Fridays is Reaperland. And this week we will have a House of
chapped about that one.
Also, this is probably not the best way to spoil this, but next Tuesday we probably won't have a crow's nest.
No?
Just gonna let you guys know now.
Why not? Why not?
I'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah, this is devastating. This is devastating news.
I'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah.
Our fans are already an outrage. I can tell. It hasn't shown up in the comments yet, but
they sit.
I think what happens Tuesday?
They sit in waiting
says.
on the edge of their seats
No,
in anticipation.
I need the crow's nest, says Rings Raccoon. I mean, you can tell us. Time to riot. Yes.
Wow, Quindy, we went straight to
Yes.
just rioting. Wow.
Let's go straight to
That's
riot.
how you do it now.
All right, Zen Bacon.
Both of our fans are going to be furious.
Manager is speaking. What can I help you with?
Whatever.
Keep doing your shows.
All right. So now I was on a high. I was on enjoying this.
Yeah,
and
now
it's
we're
just
just
complete letdown. Saturdays, I don't want to undersell Sadie. Sadie does a great job.
That's like 2 weeks, and then it's Ludwig, for Pete's sake.
I know. It's like
No easing
anyways.
in, no nothing.
Hey, Saturday, Painting Platinum. Don't forget about Sadie. She does a great job. She was a guest on our show. She was fantastic. She was fun.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm heartbroken. Wait, and then for some reason there's a Thanksgiving mouse laying on the screen. So, and it remains there. So, anyways, I don't know what else to do now. I'm done.
Maybe thank our fantastic guests for coming on and hanging out with us today.
I have, of course. I mean, that's fantastic. I'm still kind of heartbroken that our show's been canceled.
They're a little worried about, the potential of not having a show next week as well. So we're all kind of
This is how it starts, Jason. I think this is how it starts, and then you don't have a show anymore.
I know.
Right?
It starts by canceling shows incrementally, and
who's driving this bus anyway?
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes you have to yank the keys out of the ignition and just walk away. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow. And while it's moving?
While it's moving. You'll just
that's kind of dangerous.
You'll hit as much as you can while it coast to a stop.
Your highway.
Hey, Bob and Julie, it was great seeing you. Again, we're going to see each other in person for big hugs and everything in like 2 months-ish time frame.
Month and a half.
How many days that
Looking
is.
forward to it.
Month and a half. I'm super excited about that. And then we'll be doing a Crow's Nest as episode. Jason, I don't know what the status of things. I've been trying to plan out future shows.
I know. I'm going to have to retract a couple of emails now.
All right. Well, thanks again for everybody. Thanks for all the loyal, dedicated fans that are willing to riot and chant and throw things at Justin. Feel free to do that. And we'll see you when we see you, I guess.
Thank you guys very much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for
say hi to
thanks for everything.
You can't see Bob and Julie, but I'm sure they're waving goodbye.
Make sure and watch the rest of the show unless they're, on hold too.
Unless they're canceled too. Yeah.
Have a great rest of y'all's night.
They're almost there. They're almost there. They're almost there.
That's
there
perfect.
You go.
We're gonna go out on this right here.
Fantastic.
This is perfect.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Wouldn't want to change this.
It's almost like there's
Make that full screen as we leave.
almost
you
like
know what?
there's-
You're right.
Yeah.
This is, as we go out. Here we go. Epileptic
Yeah.
warning.
Yeah.
How does Bob wind up on the other side?
I know it like flips. It's
it
spooky.
flips back and forth. How bizarre.
All right.
It's so
Thank you,
spooky.
folks.
All right, I'm gonna
See you
vomit now.
later.
All right.
Well,
That's
if
a
anybody's got a
perfect ending
possessed
right there.
camera, it's Bob and Julie.